Hello and welcome everyone to the walk around video here at your next car, the 2020 70 plate Land Rover Discovery Sport P300E R Dynamic. The vehicle has just arrived as a part exchange. It's a really nice, well kept example of the Discovery Sport P300E R Dynamic. So, as with all of the cars at your next car, it is physically in stock, is ready to be driven away, and there are no hidden extras with any of our vehicles. If you are interested in this lovely Discovery Sport P300E R Dynamic, do check out the description box below the walk around after watching this video. That way you can check out prices, funding options on our website. I'll leave the web link and contact information below. We have a finance calculator where you are able to apply directly from the website, as well as you are of course able to get in touch with us via text, email, WhatsApp, telephone, all of which we can answer any of the inquiries you may have about this really clever, well thought through P300E Discovery Sport. So I am going to be putting quite a bit of information in this walk around video, as there is a lot of information and a lot of clever technology that's gone into the Discovery Sport. However, I'm going to quickly focus on a couple of the exterior features. So it is presented in Santorini black, really nice colour from the Land Rover group. Excuse me. So at the front, you've got that very sharp looking front end. You've got full LED headlights. You've got that lovely Discovery looking front end. It looks pretty much identical to the full size Discovery. Obviously the Discovery Sport just takes a little size down from its bigger brother, if you will. Being the R Dynamic model, of course, it does benefit from quite a large difference in terms of the spec and the trim level. So you've got a much more aggressive looking front bumper, especially with the lower front valance piece there and the mesh grille in the front. The original alloys that came on this car did nowhere near do this vehicle justice, so we have gone ahead and upgraded them to a set of the 22-inch Discovery spec alloy wheels. As you can see, now really does set that car off. It was always made for much bigger alloy wheels than that originally came on this car, as you can see. So they are all brand new alloy wheels with 4 brand new tyres. Always going to be made up for this. You can't originally spec this size alloy wheel on this car, so again it is more than happy to receive that size of alloy wheel. And again, with the R Dynamic black pack that this car has got, you get the nice blackout sections there on the front wing. Let's get more into the technical aspects of this car as I'm walking around then. So underneath the bonnet is a 1.5 petrol engine, which does produce just over or just under 200 brake horsepower, should I say, but it is a hybrid. It's a plug-in hybrid, which I think happens to be one of the better ones out there, especially in this car category, if you will. You've got rear privacy glass. Why is it a really intelligent thing to do this from Land Rover? Well, quite a few reasons. The Discovery, this car's bigger brother, is generally purchased in the category by people that don't use it for what it was generally intended for way back when Land Rover introduced the Discovery, which was a mud plug-in off-roader for people that live way out in the sticks. It was generally bought for people that wanted to keep generally family safe, themselves safe, and do long journeys in comfort. And then of course, as the Discovery's got newer and newer, it has become a much more luxurious vehicle. They are, of course, well known for their comfort, their luxuriousness, and of course the space that comes with the Land Rover Discovery. The Discovery Sport, again, that is exactly the same with this, but generally on a day-to-day use, you aren't going to be doing masses and masses of miles in a car like this. It's used for pottering around towns and cities, doing that low mileage commute, so it does make masses of sense to have the hybrid capabilities on this. So you do get a then further 100 horsepower effectively with the electric motor that is on this car. You have a electric range, fully charged, that is of 35 miles. And from reports that I have read, obviously we haven't had the car long enough to do any testing of our own. And of course we only have the one, so it isn't really fair to just go around test driving this car to find out the electrical range. But again, I've read really good reports that it is really easy to hit that electrical range. and a lot of people have complimented how easy it was and how every time they were hitting that electrical range. Boot space, again, it's always been a key feature for the Discovery. Nothing's really changed there. As you can see, you've got a really good sized boot. This is the little storage case. It's really nicely presented in this leather Land Rover case. So again, it hasn't lost any of the features that you would want of a car of this nature. The Discovery always had really good boot space. It's always a car that you could store plenty of stuff in, chuck lots of stuff in, go anywhere ability. This car still has that. It is still four-wheel drive, but we will come on to more about that in a moment. So as I mentioned, 35-mile electrical range. You've got pretty much, as makes no difference, over 300 brake horsepower with the combined engine unit, so with the petrol engine and the electric motor. As you can see, lovely interior, it really is. It's a mixture of the half leather and the Alcantara centres with the R-Dynamic red stitch in there. The seats in the back can be moved back or forward to allow for even more boot space, but for general day-to-day use, I can't see where you would need to make more space in the back or even more space in the boot. The front seats are both heated and they are also electrically operated, as you can see there. Backrests as well. So again, bringing over that luxuriousness that Discoveries have always had. They were always a bit of an innovator for technologies like as such. And as you can see, again, those 22s do really set this car off very nicely. I appreciate this is going to be a lengthy video, but there is a lot of technology and a lot of clever features that have gone into the Discovery Sport P300E. So I think I've pretty much covered the electrical range, the combination of the petrol and electric motor setup on this car. In terms of charge time, going from 0 to 80%, it has a fast charge facility, so it can do that in just over an hour on a regular household socket, and even quicker if you are to use one of the quicker chargers that you'll see at service stations, petrol stations, and in and around towns and cities. For a full charge, it does take quite a while. In a household one, I think they give about a 5-hour full charge setup. That is on a household one. Obviously, quicker charging systems are obviously available for the fast chargers you'll see popping up. You've got a really nice digital display. Car's only covered just over 27,000 miles. It has got Land Rover service history because, again, you have got a petrol engine in the front, so it still does require servicing. But again, that is good because when you run out of electrical energy, it doesn't grind to a horrible halt, unlike a full EV. Then you've got all of the really nice features that you would expect from a car brandishing the Land Rover badge. So you have got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a web browser facility. Please do check out the pictures because I have put photos of all of these things in there. You've got navigation, of course. You have got a facility to change the EV mode. As you can see, you can go from hybrid to fully electrical to save mode, which is of course just going to run on the petrol engine. Even when it's running on the petrol engine, it is hard to know that you are running on a, let's call it an old-fashioned way of running around now. So it's an exceptionally quiet, very responsive, short, snappy, responsive petrol engine, which is nice. Reversing camera, of course, and then you have got, again, very typical of a Land Rover car, you've got your response system down here, so you can then switch between the different modes. Generally not going to be used day to day, but it is nice to know that should the weather ever go really, really south, or you find yourself in a bit of a tricky off-road situation, this car will be more than prepared to handle whatever you can throw at it. So I will be writing a proper, obviously, advert for the car where I will include more of the features and of course the applications for the hybrid system in this car. But for me, it really does make a huge amount of sense for where this car is going to fill that gap between a diesel or even petrol Discovery, and of course where this car really sits in the market very well, because as I mentioned, a lot of people that generally buy these cars will be doing the short, maximum sort of 40 miles of a day round trip, their commute, their short stop-start journeys to and from the school run, the local shops, etc. And that is why this car makes a massive amount of sense to me, to have that 35 mile of electric range where you are driving around without making an impact obviously your running costs and of course that environmental damage that you are causing, etc, etc. But for me, really great car, very well thought through from Land Rover, especially in this sort of setup. You have still got the space, you still got the typical Land Rover four-wheel drive, of course, and again, really nice looking vehicle in the Santorini black with the R-Dynamic pack. Sorry about the length of the video, but I did want to discuss those features in there for you. For more information, do check out the description box, obviously, and from everybody at Your Next Car, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.